What if I told you there's a place in America where you can build a house without asking permission, start a business without filling out 17 forms in triplicate, and keep your entire paycheck without the government taking a slice for infrastructure that never seems to arrive? And what if I told you it's not some libertarian fantasy island? It's real, it's legal, and it's happening right now while you're stuck paying a license fee to cut your neighbor's hair. Here's the kicker. These places have better roads than California, lower crime than New York, and you can actually afford a house without selling a kidney on the dark web. But here's the thing nobody talks about. The trade-offs are wild. The winters can kill you, and your neighbors might be very interested in discussing property rights at 2 a.m. with a level of enthusiasm that borders on religious fervor. Some of these states will let you own a flamethrower, but won't let you buy liquor on Sunday. Some will let you build whatever you want, but good luck finding a contractor who'll drive 3 hours to your property. And some will literally pay you to live there, which should probably raise more questions than it answers. So buckle up, because we're about to tour 5 American states where freedom isn't just a bumper sticker. It's a lifestyle, a tax code, and occasionally a mild safety hazard, before the algorithm buries this under cat videos and the IRS starts taking notes. Real quick, if you enjoy watching your bank account drain slower than a government efficiency committee, hit that like button. Subscribe if you believe liberty is cool, but also you recognize the algorithm is watching, and we all have to play the game. It's freedom with footnotes. Very American. Look, I know you're tired. Tired of asking permission to add a deck to your own house. Tired of renewing licenses for jobs you've done for 20 years. Tired of watching half your paycheck vanish into a bureaucratic void that somehow can't fix a pothole but can fund a $12 million study on why people don't like traffic. You want to start a food truck? That'll be 9 permits, a health inspection, a fire inspection, a zoning variance, a parking permit, a sidewalk usage permit, a music permit if you dare play the radio, and a small sacrifice to the god of municipal compliance who lives in the basement of City Hall and feeds on human despair.
You want to homeschool your kids? Better fill out these forms proving you're qualified to teach your own children basic addition while the public school down the street can't find Idaho on a map and thinks the Civil War was fought against Canada. You want to collect rainwater? Believe it or not, illegal in some places. Rainwater, water that falls from the sky, onto your property, that you own, with a deed and everything. Apparently the clouds didn't get the memo about property rights.
You want to cut hair for money? That'll be a cosmetology license requiring 1,500 hours of training. You want to arrange flowers? License. You want to braid hair? License. You want to exist as an economic entity? Surprisingly, also a license. It's enough to make you wonder if maybe, just maybe, we took a wrong turn somewhere between land of the free and land of the fee for literally everything, including breathing near commerce. But here's the dirty little secret the coastal elites don't want you to know. The thing they whisper about in congressional bathrooms before quickly changing the subject. There are still places in America where you can live like an actual free person. No state income tax, minimal building codes, constitutional carry, and enough wide-open space that your nearest neighbor can't hear you yelling at the sky about federal overreach, monetary policy, or why bread costs $7 now. These aren't lawless wastelands run by motorcycle gangs and sovereign citizens, though there might be a few of those too. They're proof that freedom and functioning society aren't mutually exclusive. They're living, breathing experiments in what happens when you trust people to run their own lives without a bureaucrat holding their hand, reviewing their choices, and charging them for the privilege. And yeah, they're not perfect. Nothing is. Utopia doesn't exist, and anyone selling you perfection is probably running a timeshare scam. But these states are a hell of a lot closer to what the founders had in mind than whatever's happening in New Jersey, where you can't even pump your own gas because apparently residents are too incompetent to operate a fuel nozzle without state supervision. So let's break down the top 5 states where freedom isn't just a slogan on a license plate made by prisoners, it's the actual law. Number 5, Wyoming, where the buffalo roam and the taxes don't. Wyoming is what happens when you take Montana's scenery, subtract the pretentious ski resorts full of tech billionaires, and add a constitution written by people who really didn't trust government and had the bad manners to actually mean it. No state income tax. None. Zero. Zilch. You make $100,000. You keep $100,000. Minus federal taxes, obviously, because Uncle Sam always gets his cut. But the state of Wyoming? They look at your paycheck and say, nah, you earned it, you keep it. Wild concept, I know. Almost like the money you earn belongs to you or something. But here's where it gets interesting. Wyoming has some of the loosest building codes in the nation. Want to build a house? In most of the state, outside city limits, you can. Just build it. No permit required. No inspector showing up to tell you your deck railing is half an inch too short, or that your bathroom window doesn't meet the arbitrary size requirements established by people who've never built anything in their lives. It's like Minecraft, but with actual property rights and consequences if your roof collapses. You want to live off-grid? Solar panels, wind turbines, rainwater collection, the whole prepper fantasy? Wyoming says go for it. You want to build a geodesic dome? Acceptable. A shipping container home? Cool. A literal hole in the ground with a roof on it? I mean, they'd prefer you didn't, but they're not going to stop you. And get this, Wyoming has more guns per capita than people in some countries, and one of the lowest crime rates in America. Turns out when everyone's armed and everyone knows it, people tend to be really, really polite. Crime drops when your potential victim might be packing more firepower than a small militia. The state also has incredibly strong property rights. Your land is your land. The government can't just decide they need it for a shopping mall and eminent domain you into poverty. Wyoming takes the whole "don't tread on me" thing seriously. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. There are more antelope than people in Wyoming. The entire state has fewer residents than most medium-sized cities. Your social life might consist of arguing with a moose about right-of-way on your driveway, attending town meetings with 12 people, and driving 2 hours to reach a grocery store that's considered nearby. And winter doesn't arrive in Wyoming. It invades like a hostile foreign army with no concept of mercy. We're talking 6 months of cold that makes your car scream in pain every morning, where the wind doesn't blow, it assaults, and where going outside feels like getting punched in the face by Antarctica itself. Still, if your idea of freedom includes never seeing another human unless you choose to, keeping all your money and having the government leave you the hell alone, Wyoming's calling your name. Just bring a really good coat and a backup coat and maybe a flamethrower for the driveway. Number 4, South Dakota, the state that said no to everything. South Dakota looked at the modern regulatory state with all its forms and fees and agencies and departments and bureaus and commissions and said, nah, we're good. No income tax, no inheritance tax, no business inventory tax, no corporate income tax. It's like they read the tax code and just opted out. They saw what other states were doing and decided that was a them problem. But the real magic is in the business regulations, or the stunning lack thereof. South Dakota has some of the friendliest small business laws in America. Want to start an LLC? Takes about 15 minutes online and costs less than a decent dinner. No annual reports, no franchise taxes, no business license fees in most cities. Just go make money, chase your dreams, participate in capitalism. It's capitalism with the training wheels removed, the safety inspector on permanent vacation, and the bureaucrats locked in a closet somewhere. You can start a business in South Dakota faster than you can get a permit to host a garage sale in California. That's not hyperbole. That's just Tuesday in South Dakota versus the nightmare hellscape of coastal regulations. And here's the beautiful part. South Dakota actively markets itself as a tax haven. They want you to move there. They have billboards in other states literally advertising their lack of taxes like it's a tourist attraction. Because it is. Come for the faces carved into a mountain. Stay because we won't steal half your paycheck. The state also has strong gun rights, minimal regulations on homeschooling, and a general attitude of, you're an adult, figure it out yourself. It's refreshing in a world where most governments treat citizens like toddlers who need constant supervision. The trade-off? You're in the middle of the Great Plains. The landscape is flatter than a pancake pressed by a steamroller operated by someone with a personal vendetta against topography. Your entertainment options include Mount Rushmore, the Corn Palace, which is exactly what it sounds like, and somehow both more and less impressive than you'd imagine. Wall drug, and arguing about whether it's technically the Midwest or the West, a debate that will never be resolved and brings out surprising passion. The weather is bipolar. It'll be 70 degrees one day and snowing the next. Tornadoes are a legitimate concern. And yes, there's winter here too, though not quite as apocalyptic as Wyoming's. But if you can handle the geographical monotony and the weather mood swings, South Dakota will let you keep your money, your freedom, and your sanity. 2 out of 3 in most states, so this is actually a good deal. Number 3, Alaska. Freedom at minus 40 degrees. Alaska is America's final frontier, and they take that very seriously. Like aggressively seriously. It's not just a slogan, it's a lifestyle. a survival strategy, and occasionally a cry for help. No state income tax. In fact, they pay you to live there through the permanent fund dividend. The state literally sends you a check every year just for existing within their borders. It's like UBI, but funded by oil instead of wishful thinking and modern monetary theory. Last year, it was over $1,000 per person, kids included. So a family of 4 gets $4 grand just for living in Alaska. That's rent, that's a snowmobile, that's therapy bills for the seasonal depression. Building codes? In much of Alaska, they're more like building suggestions, whispered politely by a distant bureaucrat who knows you're 300 miles from anyone who could enforce them anyway. Remote properties can be developed however you want. Want to live in a yurt powered by hamster wheels and burning determination? Go for it. A shipping container mansion? Acceptable. A cabin you built with your bare hands and spite? The state's not gonna stop you. In Fairbanks and Anchorage, sure, there are codes. But get outside city limits and you're basically pioneering. You can homestead land, actual homesteading. It still exists. You can claim land, build on it, live on it for a certain period, and it's yours. Like it's 1850 and manifest destiny is still a thing, and the self-sufficiency culture is unmatched. Alaskans hunt, fish, forage, trap, and occasionally fight bears for territory. Moose in the backyard? Normal Tuesday. Bear breaking into your trash? Annoying but expected. Everyone owns guns, knows how to use them, and the government mostly leaves you alone because they have bigger problems, like keeping roads clear in places where roads arguably shouldn't exist. But, and this is a massive Alaska-sized but, Alaska is aggressively hostile to human life. The winter is 9 months long. The darkness in winter is existential, philosophical, soul-crushing. In Barrow, the sun doesn't rise for 65 days. That's not poetic exaggeration. That's just December. The mosquitoes in summer are the size of small helicopters, travel in swarms that block out the sun, and carry grudges from previous encounters. They're not bugs, they're a legitimate natural disaster with wings. Also, everything costs twice as much because it has to be shipped from somewhere civilization decided to exist. A gallon of milk in rural Alaska costs more than a steak in Texas. Fresh vegetables are a luxury item. Amazon shipping is either impossible or costs more than the product, and the isolation is real. Your nearest neighbor might be 100 miles away. Your nearest hospital might be a helicopter ride away. Your nearest Costco might require a plane ticket.
Freedom's great, but it comes with a side of seasonal depression, a heating bill that'll make you reconsider your life choices, and a very real possibility of being eaten by wildlife. But if you want true, absolute, I am my own nation, freedom, Alaska's waiting. Just bring vitamin D supplements and a therapist.
Number 2, Florida. Chaos, sunshine, and zero income tax. Florida is what happens when you let freedom and insanity have a baby, then raise it on bath salts, Disney World, and a complete disregard for social norms. No state income tax, obviously. That's the Florida brand. But Florida goes deeper. They have some of the strongest property rights in the nation, including the homestead exemption that protects your primary residence from most creditors. You can literally declare bankruptcy and keep your $10 million mansion. It's why every shady businessman, disgraced politician, and crypto bro eventually retires to Miami. O.J. Simpson lived in Florida specifically because of these laws. That should tell you everything about who's attracted to this particular brand of freedom. Business regulations? Minimal. You can start almost any business with barely any paperwork. Food trucks proliferate like rabbits with business licenses. Street performers do their thing. Illegal immigrants start landscaping companies. Everyone's hustling, everyone's grinding. And the state just kind of shrugs and lets capitalism happen in its purest, most chaotic form. And the culture of personal freedom is intense. Constitutional carry just passed. No helmet laws for motorcycles if you're over 21, because apparently at 21 you're mature enough to decide if your brain needs protection. No state vehicle inspections. No emissions testing. You can own alligators with the right permit, though honestly, permits are more like friendly suggestions enforced only when someone gets eaten. Stand your ground laws are robust. Self-defense is taken seriously. Castle doctrine is strong. Floridians are legally empowered to protect themselves, their property, and their absurdly large collection of novelty flamingos. But here's the price, and it's steep. Florida is America's ID given physical form. Every weird news story you've ever read, probably Florida. Man arrested for throwing alligator through Wendy's drive-through window, Florida. Person caught having relations with a tree, Florida. Someone trying to pay for McDonald's with weed, Obviously, Florida. The heat is oppressive, soul-crushing. Why do humans live here? Levels of hot. 9 months a year, it feels like you're being slowly cooked inside Satan's armpit. The humidity doesn't just exist, it assaults you the moment you step outside. The hurricanes are biblical, expensive, and increasingly frequent. Hurricane season is basically 6 months of anxiety and plywood. Insurance companies are fleeing the state like rats from a sinking ship, which should probably concern you more than it does. Your neighbors include retirees with more money than sense, tech millionaires fleeing California taxes, drug dealers with jet skis, actual swamp creatures, and people who moved here specifically because they were too weird for everywhere else. Plus, despite the low taxes, the insurance costs will destroy you. Home insurance, flood insurance, hurricane insurance, sinkhole insurance, insurance for your insurance. Florida will find a way to extract money from you, just not through taxes. It's financially efficient chaos. Number 1. New Hampshire. Live free or die. And they mean it. New Hampshire took their state motto seriously and built an entire government philosophy around it. Live free or die isn't just printed on license plates. It's the constitutional framework, the cultural identity, and a genuine threat. No income tax, no sales tax. The state funds itself through property taxes, alcohol sales, sin taxes, and sheer force of will. It's like they looked at every other state's tax code and said, what if we just didn't? And then they didn't, and it worked, somehow. But the real story is the regulations, or the stunning lack of them. New Hampshire has no seatbelt law for adults, because apparently, adults can decide for themselves if they want to use safety equipment. No motorcycle helmet requirement. No car insurance mandate. You can drive uninsured, which is either ultimate freedom or ultimate irresponsibility depending on your perspective. You can homeschool your kids with virtually no state oversight, no testing, no curriculum requirements, no home visits from bureaucrats checking if you're doing it right. Just teach your kids, and the state assumes you're not raising feral wolf children. You can build on your property with minimal permitting in most areas outside major cities. Want to add a shed? Just add it. Want to build a deck? Go ahead. Want to remodel your entire house? As long as you're not threatening structural integrity in a way that endangers neighbors, the state mostly doesn't care. It's freedom taken to its logical, slightly dangerous, occasionally catastrophic conclusion. And the Free State Project has been moving thousands of libertarians to New Hampshire specifically to make it even freer. They're actively trying to take over local governments, eliminate regulations from the inside, and transform New Hampshire into a libertarian paradise. It's a peaceful political revolution in real time. They're winning local elections, passing ordinances, and slowly dismantling the regulatory state one town meeting at a time. Some towns have eliminated business licenses entirely. Some have removed zoning laws. It's like watching political theory become reality, and it's either inspiring or terrifying depending on your worldview. The catch? New Hampshire winters make you question why humans live this far north. Property taxes can be high since that's how they fund everything without income or sales taxes. The weather is miserable 6 months a year, and your neighbors might be very intense about political theory, the non-aggression principle, and why taxation is theft. Town meetings can devolve into 3-hour debates about whether road maintenance violates libertarian principles. But if you want actual, measurable, constitutional freedom in a place where you can still get decent pizza, reliable internet, and access to Boston when you need civilization, New Hampshire is the promised land. So there you have it. 5 states where freedom isn't just a marketing slogan, it's the actual legal framework. Wyoming, where the land is yours and the government is somewhere far away, probably arguing about wolf populations. South Dakota, where business happens faster than bureaucracy. Alaska, where freedom means survival, and survival means freedom. Florida, where chaos reigns but taxes don't. And New Hampshire, where live free or die is both motto and lifestyle. Are they perfect? No. Will you miss some conveniences of heavily regulated states? Probably. Will your friends think you've joined a cult? Absolutely. Will you have to explain your life choices at Thanksgiving? Every single year. But if you're tired of asking permission to live your own life, tired of funding bureaucracies that regulate your rainwater collection, tired of the slow suffocation of personal liberty under the weight of public safety and community standards, these states are waiting. Pack your bags, keep your paycheck, and remember, The algorithm hates content like this because it threatens the comfortable narrative that you need government protection from yourself. So smash that like button before YouTube decides freedom content violates community guidelines, which honestly could happen any day now. Next up, we're diving into the dark side of these freedom states. What they're not telling you in the tourism brochures, the infrastructure problems nobody mentions, and why low taxes sometimes mean low services. And trust me, it gets weird. Click now, before I end up on a watch list, and you end up in New Jersey paying $17 for a loaf of bread and a toll violation.